My friends, life does not change by chance, it changes by choice. Transformation begins the moment you decide that where you are is not where you will remain. Within you lies a power greater than your fears, greater than your doubts, and greater than every limitation that has ever tried to hold you back. Clarity of purpose is the foundation of every great transformation. When you know exactly what you want from life, you give direction to your energy and strength to your vision. Most people wander through life not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they have never decided what they truly desire. They chase after many things, starting one dream and abandoning another, never realizing that success requires focus. A mind without a definite goal is like a ship without a compass. It drifts wherever the current takes it. But when you define your purpose with precision, every thought, every action, and every opportunity begins to align with that purpose. The moment you decide on a clear goal, something powerful happens within you. Your subconscious mind starts to work day and night, guiding your steps toward the fulfillment of that goal. The universe responds to clarity. Life opens doors for those who know where they are going. When you have a definite purpose, you stop wasting energy on distractions. You become selective with your time, your company, and your actions. Every choice either moves you closer to your purpose or takes you farther away. Knowing your purpose allows you to choose wisely. It gives you the strength to say no to what doesn't serve you and the courage to stay loyal to what does. Clarity brings commitment. You cannot be passionate about something vague or undefined. Passion grows from vision, and vision grows from clarity. When you wake up each day knowing exactly what you are working for, you carry an inner fire that keeps you motivated even in the face of obstacles. People who lack direction give up easily because their goals are uncertain. They lose energy when life gets hard. But those who know their why find a way to endure every challenge. The clearer your purpose, the stronger your persistence. Every great success story begins with a moment of decision, a moment when a person says, "This is what I want, and I will not stop until I achieve it." That decision becomes the compass for every step they take. It transforms confusion into confidence and hesitation into determination. The truth is, life will not give you what you vaguely wish for. It gives you what you clearly demand through focused intention and unwavering belief. When you write your purpose down, speak it, and visualize it daily, you impress it upon your subconscious mind. This mental repetition turns your purpose into an obsession, a healthy one that shapes your habits, directs your energy, and awakens creativity you never knew you had. You begin to notice ideas, people, and opportunities that were always there but invisible before. The clearer your purpose, the sharper your awareness becomes. What once looked impossible now appears achievable because your mind is focused on solutions, not obstacles. Clarity also brings peace. When you are unsure about your direction, you constantly doubt yourself. You feel restless, anxious, and scattered. But when you have a definite purpose, uncertainty fades. You no longer seek validation from others because you are guided by inner conviction. You move with intention and confidence, knowing that each step has meaning. This kind of clarity doesn't just transform your external world, it transforms your inner world. It changes how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to life. Defining your purpose requires honesty and courage. You must look within and ask, what do I truly want? Not what others expect, not what seems safe, but what your heart genuinely desires. Many people avoid this question because it demands responsibility. Once you know your purpose, you can no longer blame circumstances or wait for luck. You must act. And that is where transformation begins. Not when you have all the answers, but when you are clear about your destination and willing to take the first step toward it. Clarity of purpose turns an ordinary person into a force of nature. It gives your life direction, your mind power, and your actions purpose. It transforms wandering into winning, confusion into confidence, and wishful thinking into determined pursuit. When you decide what you want and commit to it with all your heart, the world begins to move in your favor. Your energy finds its path, your effort gains meaning, and your life begins to transform in ways you never imagined. Faith is the invisible force that turns dreams into reality. It is not mere hope or wishful thinking. It is the deep, unshakable conviction that what you desire is already within your reach, even when no evidence supports it. Faith is the spark that keeps a person moving when the path is unclear, the anchor that holds steady when storms arise, and the voice that whispers, "Keep going," when the world says, "Give up." Every great accomplishment begins with belief. Belief in oneself, in one's vision, and in the unseen power that turns thought into substance. Without faith, even the strongest plans fall apart. With it, even the impossible becomes possible. Faith transforms the invisible into the visible because it activates your inner power. When you believe deeply in something, your mind starts to generate ideas, your body gathers strength, and your heart fills with courage. That belief fuels action. It eliminates hesitation and builds momentum. People often think that results come first and belief comes after, but it is the other way around. Belief always precedes results. You must believe before you see, not the other way around. The moment you accept your dream as real within your mind, it begins to manifest in your world. Faith is tested not when everything is going well, but when you face doubt, failure, or delay. The greatest victories are born in moments of uncertainty, when belief must stand alone. There will be days when your dream feels distant, when people around you question your vision, when nothing seems to work. In those moments, faith becomes your only strength. It keeps you from surrendering to fear. It tells you that every struggle is temporary and that persistence will eventually lead to triumph. The person who refuses to doubt has already won half the battle. Faith is not blind. It sees beyond the present. It looks past circumstances and focuses on the final outcome. It is the ability to see the sun even in the darkest night. When you hold faith in your heart, you send a message to your mind that defeat is not an option. That message shapes your behavior, influences your decisions, and guides your path. You begin to act with confidence instead of fear. You speak with authority instead of uncertainty. You walk with purpose instead of hesitation. This shift in mindset changes everything. Belief also attracts the right conditions and people into your life. When you radiate confidence in your vision, others sense it. They feel drawn to energy and want to be part of your mission. Faith is magnetic. It draws opportunities, ideas, and allies toward you. When you believe in something with your entire being, the universe rearranges itself to help you achieve it. What once seemed coincidence becomes evidence of alignment. What once looked like luck becomes the natural result of conviction. To strengthen faith, you must feed it daily. Affirm your goals, visualize your success, and speak words that support your belief. Guard your thoughts from doubt, because every negative thought weakens your foundation. Doubt and faith cannot live in the same mind. One must leave for the other to grow. When you catch yourself doubting, replace it immediately with a vision of success. See yourself already living the life you desire, already holding the reward you seek. The more you do this, the stronger your faith becomes, and the faster your reality begins to change. Faith gives you the courage to start when you have nothing but a dream. It sustains you through delays and disappointments. It gives you the patience to wait and the persistence to try again. Every step of progress is born from belief. When faith becomes your constant companion, fear loses its power and doubt loses its voice. You no longer depend on circumstances to dictate your mood or motivation. You carry certainty within you, and that certainty shapes your destiny. Faith does not promise that the road will be easy, but it guarantees that you will reach your destination if you refuse to stop believing. Your mind is the greatest tool you will ever possess. It is the master key that opens the doors to every form of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Everything you have achieved so far and everything you will ever achieve begins first as a thought. The thoughts you choose to entertain create the emotions you feel, the actions you take, and the reality you experience. Most people underestimate the power of their own mind. They let circumstances, fears, and opinions of others shape their thinking, not realizing that by doing so, they hand over control of their destiny. Transformation begins the moment you decide to become the master of your thoughts instead of their servant. The human mind is a creative machine. It doesn't distinguish between positive or negative thoughts. It simply accepts whatever you feed it and brings that to life. If you dwell on failure, fear, and limitation, your mind will build conditions to match those thoughts. But if you fill it with images of success, confidence, and progress, it will create circumstances that align with them. You cannot think in one direction and move in another. Every action, every choice, every opportunity you notice is shaped by the mental images you hold most consistently. Your thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of your mind. With time and repetition, they grow into the reality that surrounds you. To change your life, you must begin by changing your inner conversation. The words you speak to yourself daily become your mental blueprint. When you say, "I can't," your mind accepts it as truth and shuts off possibility. When you say, "I can," it begins to search for ways to make it happen. The mind responds to direction. It listens to your instructions and obeys your belief. You are constantly programming it through your self-talk, your focus, and your imagination. That is why guarding your thoughts is not optional, it is essential. Every great achievement starts as an idea held in the mind with clarity and emotion. Before any building is constructed, it exists first as a mental picture in the mind of the architect. The same principle applies to your goals. Before you can live your dream, you must first see it vividly in your imagination. This mental vision gives your subconscious mind a target to work toward. The clearer that picture, the faster your actions and opportunities align with it. When you visualize your goal daily, you are telling your mind, "This is what I want. This is where I am going." And the mind, ever faithful, begins to make it happen. But mastery of the mind is not just about thinking positively, it's about thinking with discipline. The mind left untrained drifts toward fear, doubt, and worry because those are the paths of least resistance. Training your mind means consciously choosing empowering thoughts, even when negative ones seem louder. It means replacing "what if I fail" with "what if I succeed." It means turning every obstacle into a question, "What can I learn from this?" The more you practice this mental discipline, the stronger your mind becomes, and the easier it gets to control your emotions and reactions. When your mind is clear and focused, your decisions improve. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. You move from confusion to certainty, from hesitation to confidence. You begin to attract people and opportunities that mirror your new level of thinking. The energy you send out through your thoughts returns to you in the form of results. The law is simple: whatever you hold in your mind consistently, you will experience in your life. If you want to rise higher, think higher. If you want better results, feed your mind better ideas. Your mind is both your greatest ally and your worst enemy. It depends on how you use it. The person who learns to master their thoughts holds the power to master their destiny. No external force is stronger than a focused mind that knows what it wants and refuses to think otherwise. When you direct your thoughts toward purpose, positivity, and progress, your mind becomes a magnet for success. You begin to see that your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner world. Change your thoughts, and everything around you will begin to change in ways that once seemed impossible. Persistence is the heartbeat of transformation. It is the force that keeps you moving when motivation fades. When the path grows difficult and when success feels distant, every great achievement in history was built not by talent alone, but by relentless persistence. Many people start with enthusiasm, but stop when they meet resistance. They let failure discourage them and obstacles define them. Yet those who keep going, who push forward no matter the delay or difficulty, are the ones who ultimately rise above. Persistence turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The difference between people who succeed and those who give up is rarely intelligence or opportunity, it is endurance. Success demands a kind of stubbornness, a refusal to quit, even when the world gives you reasons to. Every setback tests your commitment. Each obstacle asks, "Do you truly want this?" Persistence answers that question through action. It is the quiet strength that whispers, "I will not stop," even when no one is watching. When you persist, you build momentum. Each effort, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal. Even if progress feels invisible, persistence ensures that something within you is growing stronger, wiser, and more prepared. Persistence is not about blind repetition, it is about intelligent effort. It means learning from mistakes, adjusting your approach, and continuing forward. When you face failure, persistence teaches you to analyze, not to despair. It reminds you that every challenge contains a lesson designed to shape your character and sharpen your skills. The most successful people in the world are those who kept trying long after others stopped. They used rejection as fuel, disappointment as motivation, and delay as discipline. Through every test, they built endurance, and endurance built them. There will always be moments when you feel exhausted, when your dream seems impossible, and your mind tempts you to quit. That is when persistence matters most. Anyone can keep going when the road is easy, but few continue when it is uphill. Persistence is not glamorous. It is often lonely, quiet, and unseen. But it is in those silent hours of effort, when you work while others sleep, study while others relax, and keep believing when others doubt, that transformation truly happens. The reward of persistence is not only success, but also strength of character. It builds within you a resilience that no failure can break. Persistence turns resistance into progress. Every difficulty you face becomes an opportunity to prove your determination. Life will test your patience because transformation takes time. Seeds do not bloom overnight. They need nurturing, watering, and faith. Likewise, your goals need consistent effort. When you give up too soon, you stop just before the miracle happens. Many people quit not because they can't reach their dreams, but because they stop right before the breakthrough. If they had persisted just a little longer, the result they were seeking would have appeared. To develop persistence, you must link it to purpose. When challenges are not roadblocks meant to stop you, they are stepping stones designed to strengthen you. Every person who has achieved something remarkable has faced moments of pain, rejection, and disappointment, yet they chose to see those moments not as defeats, but as teachers. Life will always test your resolve before granting you success. The struggles you encounter are not there to destroy you, but to shape you into someone capable of handling greater victories. Transformation is never born in comfort. It is forged in challenge. Without pressure, there is no progress. Without resistance, there is no growth. When adversity strikes, it can be tempting to see yourself as a victim of circumstance. But the truth is, within every challenge lies the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. The person who learns to look for that seed instead of dwelling on the pain becomes unstoppable. Problems carry within them the lessons that prepare you for the next level of life. They refine your character, test your faith, and stretch your capacity to endure. Each time you overcome a difficulty, you grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. The pain that once made you doubt yourself becomes the very reason you rise. Positive energy is one of the most powerful forces a person can possess. It shapes how you think, how you feel, and how the world responds to you. Your attitude acts like a magnet, attracting people, opportunities, and outcomes that match your state of mind. When you approach life with enthusiasm, gratitude, and optimism, everything around you begins to change. The same situation that once looked like a burden starts to look like a blessing. The same problem that once seemed unsolvable suddenly reveals a path forward. Positive energy does not mean ignoring difficulties. It means choosing to see possibilities where others see limits. Your energy speaks before your words ever do. People can feel your attitude, the confidence in your voice, the hope in your eyes, and the calm in your presence. When you radiate positivity, others are naturally drawn to you because they feel uplifted by your energy. You become a source of encouragement and inspiration, and in return, that same energy flows back to you multiplied. Negative thinking, on the other hand, repels progress. It drains your strength, clouds your judgment, and pushes away the very help and opportunities you need. The more you focus on what's wrong, the more wrong things appear. The more you focus on what's possible, the more possibilities reveal themselves. Your mind cannot hold two dominant emotions at the same time. You cannot dwell in fear and faith simultaneously. You cannot feel gratitude and resentment in the same breath. That is why maintaining a positive mental attitude is essential. It is not about pretending that everything is perfect. It is about trusting that everything is working for your growth. Every time you choose hope over despair, patience over frustration, and love over anger, you raise your vibration. That elevated state attracts solutions and clarity that negativity can never find. Developing positive energy begins with the thoughts you allow yourself to entertain. What you think about consistently, you eventually become. If your inner dialogue is filled with doubt, worry, or criticism, you will create experiences that reflect those thoughts. But when your mind is filled with confidence, gratitude, and purpose, your outer world transforms to match that vibration. You begin to notice beauty where others see boredom. You start to attract people who support your goals. You find strength in challenges instead of fear. The more you nurture positivity within, the more abundance appears without. Positive energy also has a profound effect on your health, productivity, and relationships. When your mind is calm and optimistic, your body follows. Stress decreases, creativity expands, and decision-making improves. You handle pressure with greater clarity and maintain balance even when life feels unpredictable. In your relationships, a positive attitude builds trust, connection, and respect. People are drawn to those who make them feel understood and valued. When you carry positivity wherever you go, you not only transform your own life, but also become a light that helps others find their way. There will be days when negativity tries to creep in, when situations go wrong, or people disappoint you. In those moments, remember that attitude is a choice. You cannot control everything that happens, but you can always control how you respond. Choosing positivity is not weakness, it is strength. It takes courage to stay calm in chaos and to find peace in pain. Every time you respond with patience and optimism, you train your mind to rise above circumstance. Over time, positivity becomes your natural state, not a temporary effort. The energy you give is the energy you receive. If you give kindness, you attract kindness. If you give gratitude, you attract abundance. Life mirrors your internal state, always reflecting what you believe and feel most deeply. When you choose to live with positive energy, you create a ripple effect that touches everything and everyone around you. Your optimism becomes a beacon for others. You begin to realize that the true power of transformation does not lie in changing the world. It lies in changing the way you see it. When your perspective becomes positive, every experience, good or bad, becomes a stepping stone toward growth and greatness. The rules are simple, but their power is infinite. Think clearly, believe deeply, act persistently, and never forget that your thoughts are the seeds of your future. Plant greatness, and greatness will grow.